Morning, good morning, good morning, or good afternoon. Being that it's 12 o'clock, good afternoon. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Today we're talking about the health profit connection. The health profit connection. Transforming employee physical health into can't even talk, into organizational success. Welcome. Get some time. Let everybody get in here. Let everyone get in here. How you guys feeling today? Everybody feeling good? Feeling great? Feeling great? Feeling good? We're going to get started in just a second. All right. Give me a second. I'm finna get started. So, the health profit connection. Let me take these areas. I'm tripping. I'm caught in my hair. The health profit connection. Transforming employee physical health into organizational success. So today we're not speaking about mental health, although it is a part of the health profit connection. We are not speaking about nutritional health like we did yesterday, or not yesterday, last training, um, although it is part of the health profit connection. Today we are speaking about physical health. Physical health. Understand the prevalence of chronic illnesses and in America specifically. Let's just run some stats, right? So, 6 in 10 adults in the US have at least one chronic disease. 4 in 10 adults have two or more chronic diseases. The leading chronic disease is heart disease and stroke. These are the top, those two, heart disease and stroke, are in the top 5 causes of death in America. They're 1 in 3, actually. Heart disease is 1 and stroke is 3. And this is annually, right? Cancer. As we look at cancer, right? The second leading cause of death, with the estimated of 1.9 million new cases in 2023. Diabetes affects 37.3 million Americans. Obesity. 42% of the US adults are obese, which increases your risk for heart disease and diabetes. One more. Hypertension. Who knows what hypertension is? It's high blood pressure. It affects nearly 50% of US adults, but only 1 in 4 has it under control. If you keep up with the latest news, LeVar Ball just lost his leg. Why? Because he didn't have his high blood pressure, diabetes under control. And then Alzheimer's and dementia, right? So more than 6.7 million Americans have Alzheimer's. They're living with Alzheimer's. Now, granted, these are age 65 plus, so that might not be the majority of the workforce. But with all these stats, what does that tell you about the American workforce? What does that tell you about the individuals that are working for your company? What does that tell you about yourself? we're in a crisis. We are in a crisis. We're in a crisis. So I, P.S. Wilson, make it my duty, my passion, my purpose to help educate you and corporations like you on how to mitigate these challenges. That is literally my role for my company as Chief Wellness Officer. That is literally my role when I help out companies. Financial and tech companies like Priority Payment Systems, healthcare companies like Cambridge Care. It is my job to come into these organizations and give them a framework, a blueprint on how to put their employee health first. I want to start by asking a simple but critical question. How much is poor employee health costing your organization? See, many companies focus on cutting expenses, increasing revenue, and optimizing operations, but they tend to overlook the most significant controllable cost, and that is the health of their workforce. A recent study at One Medical, it revealed that more than half of employees live with chronic conditions. And I just gave you a bunch of statistics, right? But this includes 1 in 3 Gen Z and millennials already battling long-term health issues. That's 40 and below. See, these aren't just statistics. They represent the energy, the focus, and the longevity of your workforce. If you continue personally and collectively to neglect employee well-being, the consequences are clear. Rising in healthcare costs, decreasing in productivity, increasing in burnout, and higher turnover rates. So the question isn't whether this is happening in your organization or to you, it's how much is it already costing you. So today, we're going to explore how we can reverse these trends, turn health into a competitive advantage, and create a culture where both employees and businesses can thrive. So let's get into it. The secret to sustaining energy and performance. If you don't want to sit here with me for the next 20 minutes going over each slide, understand this. I give you the solution every time, right up front. Encourage micro movement throughout the day. That literally is the solution. When we talk about employee well-being, most people think of surface level solutions like standing desk, which is great. It's great. Occasional wellness challenges, also a great tool. Or even free gym memberships. Not necessarily a great tool, but I like the thought of it. I like where you're headed with it. But real sustainable health comes from understanding the body's energy system. And the lymphatic system is one of the most overlooked. Your lymphatic system is your body's internal detoxifier. It moves waste, toxins, and excess fluids out of your body. But unlike your circulatory system, which has the heart to pump blood, your lymphatic system relies on movement to function properly. Yes, you heard me correctly. Movement. So when employees sit at desk all day, their lymphatic system or the lymphatic flow stagnates, leading to increased inflammation, higher stress levels, lower immune functions, and increased fatigue. What is the result? The result is brain fog, which is at an all-time high. Sluggishness, which is at an all-time high. And a workforce that is physically present but mentally absent. This is a direct effect on your dollar. This is a direct effect on your productivity. But how do we fix this? What are the solutions to these challenges? Well, take 2-minute mobile breaks every hour. Take a 2-minute mobile break every hour. I have the luxury of the majority of the time working from home or working at a co-working space. So what do? I take a lot of breaks. I only work in increments. So I'll do push-ups to get my brain stimulated. If I'm sitting on a subject or topic for too long, I'll do some push-ups. I'll do some squats. I'll take a 10-pound dumbbell and do some curls. I'll stretch. Before meetings, I stretch. Before I have to sit on a Zoom call, I will stretch. I will do some jumping jacks. I will do some bounces. Why? Because it helps my lymphatic system. It helps my brain focus. It helps wake me up. Walking meetings instead of sitting discussions. If you're on the phone with me and we are having a meeting and I don't have to sit at a desk for a physical Zoom, typically I'll be walking. Typically I will be walking in the sunlight, in the sun, if ever possible, right? This is where the most popular thing right now, the little walking pads. All it is a treadmill, but it's accessible. You can fold it up and put it in your locker. You can fold it up and put it in your closet, right? And simple breathing exercises to reduce stress and improve circulation. We've talked about this before, right? See, small changes create massive results. When employees move, they think clearer, they focus better, and they sustain energy throughout the day. All of which translate into better performance. All this translate into better performance. And ultimately, that's what we want. Because when we have more energy, we perform better. So what boosts employee health and drives performance and retention? What is it that we can consider that boosts employee health to drive performance and retention? Now, we have to consider the fact that 1 in 2 adults with diseases, with disabilities, get no aerobic activity. Most of you sit at a desk all day. If you work in IT or finance, I'm sure that you sit at a desk looking at a screen for the majority part of your day. And what that says is that you're 50% more likely to develop serious health conditions, which is going to affect your performance and your retention, your ability to show up and perform your job, your task, your passion. What does that mean? That means there is an inactive workforce. You are part of the inactive workforce when you are unable to perform. That makes your company very vulnerable. The higher the rates of chronic disease, the greater the strain on your company's financial and human resources. So what's the fix, right? Again, solutions. We're talking solutions. What's the fix? Make movement accessible. Make movement accessible. Offer on-site virtual movement sessions. What does that look like? Hire a trainer. Hire PS Wilson Healthcare. We can come in. We can create a program to help with your movement, whether on-site or virtually. A lot of you, like we said, may offer gym memberships. That's cool. But as someone who has operated a gym for over a decade and was a training director, I can tell you firsthand that having a gym membership serves a lot of people no value because it's hard for them to show up because they're working all the time and they lack motivation and accountability. When they do show up, they don't know what they're doing. So you don't see results. You go end after end, day after day for 1, 2, 3, 6, 8 years and get no results. That doesn't benefit you. That doesn't benefit the company. Provide ergonomic workspace options. What does that look like? Google, when I was growing up, was the first company to really have that. Most offices are boring. They're not pleasantly engaging, like schools, like prisons. They all have the same format. Encourage movement challenges that reward participation. Again, this starts with the leaders, the owners, the managers, C-suite executives. This starts with you. Prioritize preventive health strategies. Offer wellness screenings annually. Again, PS Wilson Healthcare. We have nurses. They can come in. We have CNAs, RNs. You should be doing some type of assessment to evaluate where your employees are. If they are your lifeline, if your workforce is your lifeline, you should be taking care of them. You should be valuing them. Provide nutritional support and coaching. Stop with the pizza parties. First of all, nobody likes that. That's lame. We're adults. All right? That's what you do for children. We're adults. Let's get some real food in here. Let's have a caterer come in. I guarantee you the cost is equivalent to the reward. Educate employees on stress management techniques. If you are a salesperson, if you have a lot of sales department people that are stressed out, you should offer remedy. Educate them. Hire a company that can educate them. Hire an individual that can educate them on stress management techniques. Make health an integrated part of workforce and workplace culture. How do we do this? Well, like I said, leadership must model health behaviors. I don't take advice from people that are out of shape because you're undisciplined. So there's not much you can tell me. There's not much you can tell me because your lifestyle tells me that you don't care for yourself. Embed wellness into performance reviews and leadership training. This is key. Show concern. Act like you care for your employees. And create accountability partnerships among employees. It's cool to pay for their gym membership, but who helps them be accountable? See, employees who feel supported in their well-being are not only more engaged, but they stay with organizations longer. You got to understand, people spend most of their days at work. Most of your day is at work. So how can I make this environment more conducive to your betterment outside of just paying you more? This will help reduce costly turnovers, and it will help improve team cohesiveness. Most people leave jobs not because they don't like it, but because they don't like the people around them. Hurt people hurt people. Sick people make others sick. This is the culture. The companies that invest in wellness today will be the ones that thrive tomorrow. So let's talk about long-term health strategies, right? Too often, companies approach wellness with a one-off program instead of a systematic change. The key to real impact is building habits, not just initiatives. It's into building a culture. So how do we do this? How do we make this happen? Well, we assess the baseline, right? We have to conduct an employee health audit. We got to survey. We got a health screen. We got to figure out what the risks are. And once we do that, we can identify the common risk factors within your workforce. What does this look like? Well, say for healthcare workers, right? Key challenges for healthcare workers is burnout, compassion fatigue, and sleep disruption. So now we can develop strategies around that. We can focus on sleep hygiene for shift workers. We can focus on peer support and mental health resources, quick energy boosts of exercise and nutrition plans. Factory workers or warehouse workers. It's a physically demanding and repetitive job. Injuries are risk. Injuries are at high risk. Fatigue, repetitive strain. What if we actually had someone that came in and helped them stretch? What if we actually had someone that came in and taught them how to strengthen an injury? What if we had someone that came on site with wellness clinics? That's what this looks like. So we have to create actionable solutions. Implement corporate health coaching tailored to different job roles, like I just said. What does this look like? If you're a CEO, if you're a C-suite executive, then you probably work long hours. You probably have a poor work-life balance. Wouldn't it be beneficial to have a mindfulness coach around? What about personalized fitness and nutrition plans? Something that you can incorporate in your active, busy day. What if someone came and gave you sleep optimization strategies? What if someone came in and did health screenings for you on a quarterly basis? You have to provide mental health support alongside physical health initiatives. As someone who was a trainer for many years, 10 plus years, I can tell you just as much as a therapist as I am a physical health coach, as I am a health consultant. They go hand in hand. And offer workplace meal planning with healthy food. Healthy food, not pizza parties. Now, pizza can be healthy food, but typically, if you're having those type of meals, a lot of greasy, cheesy, dairy clogging, artery clogging food, you're not going to operate at your best. So what if we had a caterer? What if we had someone that came in annually, quarterly, to just show you different meals, to do workshops? Look, I don't want to keep plugging my company, but I'm going to keep plugging my company because that's what we do. All right. So, and then lastly, you have to measure the impact and adapt, right? Because not everything works for everybody. And we got to see what areas are we actually affecting. So we have to track absenteeism. We have to track productivity and the engagement levels. We have to collect employee feedback. What do they like? What do they don't like? What's working? Who's participating? And participation, I'm telling you, it starts at the top. If management is not participating, you can't get the lower level employees to participate, entry level employees to participate. The companies that invest in wellness today will be the ones that thrive tomorrow. All right. Creating a culture of accountability that prioritizes both profit and well-being. At the core of every successful wellness program is one thing. That's accountability. That's accountability. That means C-suite executives must prioritize wellness as part of the company's mission. Managers must support flexible wellness initiatives for their teams. And employees must feel empowered to take ownership of their own health. They should not be made to feel bad about wanting to take their health more seriously, wanting to take time to have a mental break, wanting to go for a walk for 15 minutes as a break, wanting to get outside of the office with no windows. But look, accountability, it's not just about rules. It's about community, right? So how do we build this? We got to create a mentorship system where employees keep each other accountable. I haven't worked in the corporate office on a daily basis in a long time. Why? Because it didn't fit my lifestyle. But when I was there, I incorporated workout meetups. Me and some of the guys in the office would go boxing after work. I would ask them about what they eating today because they saw I was already an example. I was already an example of what it is that they wanted to be. So they saw reward. Hey Jim, you looking good today, bro? What you got? Oh, you went and got a salad today? Oh, you went and got some protein today? That's what's up, bro. Congratulations. Hey, you going to the gym after work today? I'm going. Hey, you want to go walk with me at lunchtime? I'm finna just do a couple of laps, man. Shake my legs out. A culture of accountability. Hey, man, you say you weren't going to go to the stack machine today, right? You say you're going to chill on that. Where you going? We going to the vending machine? Nah, bro. Nah, we're not doing that today. Accountability. Recognize and reward wellness efforts to reinforce positive habits. Many offices give away gifts like TVs. How about give away a gift like a Fitbit? Give away a gift like free training sessions, personal training sessions. How about give away a gift like free meal tickets for a caterer or one of those shipping companies, the meal prep companies? Reward them, show them the focus, and shift the mindset from health is personal to health is teamwork. Because look, the organizations that embed wellness into their fabric, their DNA, will create stronger teams. Healthier employees create healthier companies with higher engagement and ultimately greater profitability. You can't beat me if you're not healthier than me. So let's bring this full circle, right? If employee health isn't the priority, then your company's profitability, your company's performance, and the culture will suffer. If people hate coming to the office, their performance will suffer. If they have nothing to look forward to go to work, their performance, their focus will suffer. So the choice is clear, right? We can A, continue to ignore the problem that's leading to burnout, turnover, and financial loss. Or B, we can invest in employee well-being and build a thriving, higher performing workforce. The health profit connection is real. When employees thrive physically, they perform mentally. And that drives company success. So I leave you with this. What will you do today to make yourself or your employees' health a true priority? What will you do today to make your employees and your health a true priority? I don't have the answers. I gave you all the answers I got. But I advise you to take heed. I advise you to take heed to the knowledge that I just gave you. If you have more questions, there's my contact information below. If you're watching me from YouTube, I appreciate you. Like, share, subscribe. If you're watching me from LinkedIn, connect. Send me a DM. I got you. Let's work together. Because I enjoy what I do. And I want your employees to feel like my employees. Because they're good over here. They're good over here, I promise you. All right? Maybe next time I'll bring some of them on. That way they can tell you their experience. They can tell you about P.S. Wilson Healthcare and our culture and how we focus on health, even though we're a healthcare company. But there's a lot of healthcare companies that are burnt out. There's a lot of healthcare companies that don't care about the company health. All right. Are there any questions before I let you go on this beautiful Saturday? I appreciate everybody tapping in. Again, if you're on YouTube, subscribe. If you're on LinkedIn, connect. All right. That's my whole thing. I hope you found this information valuable. I hope you retained it. I hope you will implement it into your life and into your companies. And that's it. Have a wonderful day.